Okay, we move on to backgrounding. I think he uses a bar backgrounder. The only bar backgrounder I have is this is a Craft Tool Pro A2010. Where is my weight on there? Alright, so let me see here. The way I use this is I just choose a line and you follow it. And then you add another line and another line after that. It's a little slow going, but backgrounding really makes your design pop. Let's see. Alternately, so I use that. Let me see if I can get. There's your background. I often will use this backgrounder too. This is actually a Craft Japan, an A100, and let me just find an inconspicuous place and show you what that looks like. It's like a little dappler, like a little. If I can see what that. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. That little spot right there, and that's what the bar backgrounder looks like. Excuse me. So anyway, so since he's using a bar backgrounder, that's what I'll use. All right. So let me just do that real quick, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, see, we got our backgrounding done. Okay, so let's do some decorative cuts now. I'm going to try to make these as close as I can, but you know, I've heard it said that decorative cuts are almost like a leather crafter's signature. This is handwriting, and you can kind of tell one leather crafter from another just by their decorative cuts. So when I try to do these, imagine me trying to forge someone's signature. So it might not look exactly like what Mr. Ghormley is doing on his, but I'll try my hardest here. So anyways, let's see what I'm gonna do. I always start off with this flower here, just because it is going to be the one that's going to be hidden. Let's make sure that the first thing I do is I start off with a nice long cut right down the middle of the flower. I might need to get a little bit more wet. Okay. So let me just go ahead and do that on all those. And they don't necessarily have to go straight down the middle. I mean, you can kind of veer them off if you want, make them a little bit more organic. And then there's a series. Let me look on that. There's a series of little decorative cuts that goes on the sides here. Let's see. So I'm gonna kind of give it a good press there, and then give it a nice tight turn. Same thing, another smaller one down here. I dig it in and then turn it and turn it. Let's see if you can see it. Hopefully the camera will pick that up. Just like that. Let's go down here. Down here. I'll tell you what. Take care of each petal individually here. When I originally what I did is and I'll show you here in a second. What this is. What I did, and I don't know if the camera might not show this, but I have my I have a blade here that I took. This is off the Craft Tool Pro, and the blade is actually really nice on this. It's really nicely polished, and pretty much all the sharp corners are taken off here. But what I did for this is I took a file. It was actually on my sharpening stone, and I took the edge off the very corner here, and I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick this up, but what I did is I just kind of put it on my sharpening stone and kind of ground off just slightly the corner off of this swivel knife blade, so that instead of a square profile like it is here, it's more rounded, and that gives me nice smoother I think these nice smoother cuts. And when I'm doing these little turns here, it tears the leather less. What I'm doing here, digging that in, and I'm taking it, turning it real tight. A lot of times when I've made this holster before in the past, I'll just skip the cuts. Okay. I think I've messed that up enough. What do you think? Okay. What's next? I'm going to do something he does not do. And this just comes from me doing a lot of Sheridan style carving. I am going to do some pedal lifting. He does not do this on the website, but anytime I see a pedal, I've got to lift it. You know, man, it's just. So what I've got here, this is actually my favorite pedal lifter here. This is a Craft Tool Pro B2062, and I just go along the middle of these leaves right here. Let's see if I can pick that up. And let's see, just give the flower a little lift like that. Again, this is not part of the official Hand of God instructions. This is just something I do. I think it just adds a lot more depth to the pedals. And if it looks like I'm kind of doing these a little too much, don't worry, because once we start dyeing it and whatnot, those will kind of come back down. Here's the smallest one. This is a Craft Japan B892. This is just for. It's actually a modified. There you go. Just gets into that very corner there. I typically take my pedal lifters and I'll give them a nice. I kind of grind off the back of them to give them a nice slope. This Craft Pro Tool one, I don't think Craft Pro Tool makes tooling anymore. I think they've discontinued that, and so I don't know if you can find that. This is such a great little lifter. I'll often go through if I want to give it a little bit. Use them on. Let's see. Again, once I start doing the dyeing and staining, those will tighten up a little bit. They won't be quite as exaggerated once I'm done. That's why I'm kind of overdoing it a little bit here. But you don't have to just do them on leaves, on flowers. You can do them on leaves as well. I usually kind of go down to this little guy here. That's a nice little. You can walk it. Let me show you. Like that. Just makes that leaf just kind of jump out a little bit more. Alright, let's keep going. I sometimes go a little overboard on this lifting. I look for anything I can do it on. Because why not? I love that sound. Can you hear that? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Now you just look at it and say, okay, what else can I do with it? What else can we do? I want to do all this before we start staining. Sometimes, let's see. Sometimes I'll go back through and see if it even needs it. Sometimes I'll go back through and deepen this first set of. Remember, anything you do, always just do it on that middle flower first. Sometimes I'll just go through and deepen that first impression there of the camouflage tool. Because after you've been working it, sometimes that your tooling starts to kind of soften up. After you've been, wetting it and it dries out, and wetting it and dries out. How's that looking so far? I think it's looking pretty good. I think it'll stay. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna call the tooling done on that. Oh, let me. Okay, yeah. By the way, you put the tape on here. I'll go ahead and pull the tape off. After a lot of pounding on it, you'll find that the tape is fairly well stuck on there. Yeah. You just gotta work on it. It is good and stuck. But it should have done its job. of keeping that side of the holster from deforming. Whoops. Yep. Oh, that's gonna be such a hassle to get off. Let's see. It's lifted up the texture. I know some people will take will actually glue their work to a sheet of glass. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not going to do all that here. I'll wet that down and get that tape off, but you see. The tape sticks quite a bit after you're done. But let me get this. All right. Let me wet this down. This is super quick and easy compared to that. Okay. Just draw a straight edge, kind of center it as much as you can. Okay. Actually use my backgrounder tool, my bar backgrounder. And what I'll do is put a mule foot there, mule foot there, and oh, I'm sorry. Actually, there's two different veiners used on this. There is the V708 veiner and the Craft Tool, what is that? V417. You can see there's slightly different. This one's just a little bit longer. I'm going to use my maul on this. The longer one goes across the outside. Because we want all this to line up, I'm gonna make just a slight there. And where is my? Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly. I want to see exactly where this is going to land. You got instructions on the pattern to do it, but I've found that it's easier to it's better to do it this way. Now I'll do this. Now I'll place it. I might not even. Should I even? I don't even know. Should I even include this in the video? This is just kind of.
Not a trivial piece, but it's just kind of more self-explanatory. And that's why I do it that way. So everything just kind of lines up better at the end and cap it off with the nail clip.
And there's your little center part. Easy squeezy lemon pleasy. All right. Oh. Don't forget to bevel. There you go. Now we're done. Okay. There's that.